Welcome back, everybody. This morning, I have the honor and privilege of speaking with the talented and brilliant analyst, commentator, and former footballer, Mr. Neil Shaka Hislop. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine, Mickela. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling a bit fangirl this morning. Just wonderful, wonderful to speak with you. Shaka, welcome and thank you for being here with us today. Your name is undisputedly one of the most recognized names, both nationally and internationally. And as a Trinbagonian, I can say we are immensely proud of all that you have achieved and that you continue to achieve. I was wondering, what would you describe as your proudest moment as a Trinbagonian?
Oh, that's an easy one to answer, Mickela. June 10th, 2006, just before the Dortmund game, just before the game against Sweden, standing in Dortmund, hearing our national anthem played on world football's biggest stage. I was born, but too young to remember disappointments in 1873. I was actually a university student in the U.S. For November 19th, 1989, and thought, just as a fan, as a football fan, that I'd never see Trinbago play in a World Cup. And then all of a sudden, some 17 years later, I'm standing in Dortmund, hearing our national anthem play. It's a feeling that as a fan, I never thought I'd experience. And I couldn't be more honored to be there representing Trinbago. Of course, there was a small matter of a football game to come immediately after that. But just hearing our anthem filled me with a pride that I don't think I'd felt since, and kind of feel like I've never lost.
Well, we definitely felt it with you, and just seeing you and speaking to you revives those moments, absolutely. Shaka, I was wondering if you could tell us, I mean, like I said, we are so immensely proud of you. I know that you're a commentator currently on ESPN. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now?
Well, as you say, so I work with ESPN FC, covering football. We mainly focus on the European game as part of our studio show that goes out 7 days a week now. When I started with ESPN back in 2008, it was ESPN Press Pass. It was only going out 2 days a week, and so now in the 13 years that I've been involved, and while I take no credit, it just kind of speaks to how much the show has grown. We've gone from 2 days a week back in 2008 to now 7 days a week here in 2021. And that is my full-time job, as it were, you know, just being a part of that group, covering a game that's given me so much over the years.
Thank you so much. And Shaka, I know, like you said, you are abroad now. They say the further we are away from home, the more patriotic we become. And I was going to ask you, what does patriotism mean to you?
Patriotism, for me, means recognizing the value in who you are, recognizing the value in the country that you call home, what has made us to be, and how we represent that on the highest stage. I think oftentimes, and while, yeah, I believe it's true in a sense that you feel more patriotic the further you go from home, is because as you start to drift away from that country you call home, you begin to realize the blessings. You begin to realize the lessons you learned, everything that country means to you and has given to you. And you begin to recognize your own responsibility to representing that country and the people who call it home. That's how I've felt. Wherever I've been, whatever I've done, whether it's putting on a pair of football gloves, playing football, or no, in speaking about the game, I try to represent my own upbringing in football as a black man growing up in a small country where, despite our size, immensely passionate about the game. That's my responsibility. It's not to kind of echo a popular sentiment, but it's to represent as best as I can our own version of the game and how we see it. That's what patriotism means in general and to me specifically.
Absolutely, and by that definition, we can definitely call you patriots. Shaka, you know, bringing things a little bit more modern, you know, I believe in any crisis there is opportunity. And it is my view that national icons like yourself play a very important role in creating hope in what has been a very, very difficult time for a lot of people around the world and, of course, here in Trinidad. And I just wanted to ask you, on the eve of independence, what advice you would give to the country at this time?
I think we have to look internally at who we are, understand the challenges and the history in what has brought us to this place. Oftentimes we look for quick fix, magic pill solutions to issues that have been generations in the making. As Trinbagonians, our country, we've endured a difficult history through slavery, through colonialism, through different being owned. I say in inverted commas by different countries at different points, and how that has played into our culture and largely our psyche. And now, as an independent nation, we are trying to stand on our own two feet. We're still young, we're still finding our way, but we cannot look for simple solutions, overnight solutions to issues that have been centuries in the making, as I say. What can we as a people do for each other, for this country, that moves us one step forward? How can we better Trinidad and Tobago in a way that we know we may not fully benefit from? I think that's the call of the moment, of all of us, not just our politicians, but more to the point, our citizens. What can we do in our daily lives, day to day, to deliver a better country for the next generation, even though we may not live its benefits fully.
Absolutely. I mean, our country comprises a unique mix of different cultural races and religions, and sometimes those differences are focused in such a way as into something negative. And I know we have a very short time, but I just wanted to personally congratulate you, because I see that I know you've been a champion for the struggle against racism in sports, and I felt it would be remiss of me not to give you a short moment to speak about your educational charity, Show Racism the Red Card.
Certainly, it's a charity that we're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year. Started when I was back at Newcastle. On the back of a racist incident myself, we launched a charity then where I would go into schools speaking with young kids about my own experiences growing up in Trinidad, and how that shaped who I became. And now all of a sudden, 25 years later, I say with a sense of paternal pride, we're the largest educational anti-racism charity in the United Kingdom. Some 850,000 children have been through our workshops. We are hoping to shape a better world for that next generation. When this started, I never thought I'd be sitting here 25 years later bragging about it as I have. I'm immensely proud of the work we've done, of the people who've been involved in this campaign, and I think the future of this world that we are playing our own small part in shaping.
Well, Shaka, we are absolutely, we're here in Trinidad, and I think Trinidad and Tobago, I can speak for our country. We are absolutely proud of you. Please, it has been a pleasure chatting with you. Please keep up the great work that you're doing, and we will hopefully see you soon.
I'm sure you will, Mickela. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and happy independence.
And to you.
Take care, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. And